I think there's a misconception in the technology world and also in the rest of society that we're entering some sort of probabilistic nature of technology because the AI models that we're building and the agents that are increasingly penetrating our world, they are built on non-deterministic, non-stationary, somewhat probabilistic models. I'm going to explain what that actually means. Now, I think and that increases the risks, and we need to understand and things like that. And particularly Anthropic is really annoying with that. Like they want to become some sort of Chinese Communist Party of AI, or censoring everything and making sure that everything is exactly the way they want it, and things like that. Now, I would actually flip it exactly upside down, which is that in order to have a world that, in order to build a technology platform, or let's say an agentic platform that is safe and reflects good outcomes, we need to be maximum truth seeking, in a sense that we try to mimic nature as much as we can. What I mean by that is, for example, if you want to build a self-driving car, that car will be the most robust and the safest if it mostly adapts to if it perfectly adapts to nature, which in itself is non-stationary. It adapts, it's evolutionary. So you want to have a model that mimics nature as well as possible. So this is roughly the idea of Richard Sutton's continuous learning from experience idea. I've discussed this before. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. But the key is that if you have a rigid model, so if you have a deterministic control theory based agent that is very deterministic, so you know exactly what it's going to do, but you also know for sure that it's going to make mistakes because nature is not like that. Versus if you have a model which is more, let's say, like FSD, that is very intuitive and adapts in an evolutionary, adaptable, flexible way to nature, then you will actually have a much safer system, because the system will react to this unforeseeable events. And I can already feel that when I'm driving my Tesla, when my Tesla drives me, or particularly when I'm in a robotaxi that has advanced technology even to my Tesla. Yeah, you feel much safer. Like you feel like if something jumps in front of the car, it will react much better than a human, because it's trained to anticipate these call it non-stationary events. So I think we're actually entering a much safer environment in that sense. Now, the role of the human fundamentally is to set goals, and I think that's where the battle lines will be in the future. It's not about us being better than AI in driving, doing math, doing playing chess. We're already worse than the AI, than all these types of tasks, and we're going to be much worse than AI in saving people out of fires, in welding undersea cables, or building stuff on Mars, or any of that stuff. Robots will be much better. But the one thing that I think we will have an edge, and that's a question I would like to leave everybody with, is what about goal setting? I think that's where the human mind has the upper hand, and I think that's where we should focus our efforts on. It's on goal setting. What is it we want, and what kind of goals do we want to pursue as a society, as an individual, and what do we want our agents to pursue? Because it is not about teaching agents skills, it's about teaching them how to pursue goals. Now, eventually, I could see a world where agents also learn how to pursue how to define their own goals. But I think we have a pretty big window now where we can focus our efforts on goal seeking, and goal seeking has to come after goal setting. So goal setting and goal seeking are the main endeavors where we humans should focus our efforts on, and then let the engineers build their reinforcement learning agents and open-ended learning agents from experience that actually pursue those goals. And as a final note, the definition of intelligence, and I'm in the process of writing an essay, so I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, but the definition of intelligence, as Marcus Hutter put it in his paper, links in the show note, is actually a sum up of all environments, which is another way to say a sum up of pursuable goals. So it's the more environments we can build, the more intelligence we get. So pursuing goals is going to become the main driver of intelligence. Thank you.